So the football season is truly and well here with us in England, Italy, France, and everywhere in Europe. The European season has started. Today we have a man that has over 260 games for Bayern Munich, played over 5 Africa Cup of Nations for the Black Stars of Ghana, won 17 major trophies with Bayern Munich. A man who needs no introduction, Samuel Osei Kufuor, will be my guest for today. So, yes, live here on 97.3 and on Citi TV, Samuel Osei Kufuor is our guest today. Very amazing footballer at his time, known for his power, but best remembered for his time with the Bavarian Giants. Bayern Munich, played a lot of games for them, played in over a decade with Bayern Munich, and he is with us here today. Hi, Sammy.
Hi.
It's very, very, very honorable to have you, especially from my direction. I know it's very difficult to have you do an interview, but it's nice to have you. And these days, you do punditry yourself. How is that treating you?
Well, I think it's nice, you know, being in football. I think it's always lovely when you just talk about football. You know, you're playing the game to the highest level, so people will still recommend you about your knowledge towards the game. And I'm glad that I've come on my way for me to tell people how much I know about football.
It's a normal thing in England. Ex-players, ex-footballers, Thierry Henry, Gary Neville, Philip Neville, all those guys are into punditry. Recently, Michael Essien is also following in your footsteps. You think it's a good deal?
Great one. Great one. We need our brothers to be in that category. So I think Michael's setting it up to bring a lot of people to also join in. And you can see sometimes I feel it's very sad when you watch maybe our local leagues and then, you know, people who talking about football, like you mentioned it in England, without you playing the game, they will never give you opportunity for you to talk about the football. Look at Supersport. Without you playing the game, they will never give you opportunity to come there. So it comes out with the pedigree of the people who understand the game, who was playing the game. So if they are talking, they know exactly what they are talking about. You know, excuse me to say, you can't bring a doctor to talk about football. You can't bring a pastor to talk about football. It happened in this country. So sometimes I feel it's very sad. It's not about how much money you give it to them, but how much you respect them. So I think if we really want people, the viewers, to get more influence in our game, we should transform that into our local people who are playing the game to the highest level in our country. Give them the opportunity. It's not about the English, it's about how they understand the game. If you mention somebody like, excuse me, Abladi Kuma, everybody knows Abladi Kuma. So one day when GTV or whoever or any station bring Abladi Kuma into their pundit, people would love to see Abladi Kuma again. I think like Kingston Augusta Info are doing it, but we need more people there.
You made mention about the local league, and it's very important we touch on that. What's your impression of the Ghana League so far?
Well, I think for a long time I haven't been in the stadium because sometimes it's not about who are you going to watch, but how the whole game is organized. I was watching a game on TV. That's, I think, Kotoko and then House of Folk in Kumasi. I was very impressed with the crowd, but I wasn't impressed with the game itself because the quality of the game, in my view, was a little bit less to me. And then those days you used to see Shamokwe, Joe Debra, that's rival. It's no more there because you can't find anyone who has that quality. This time and season, so we should forget about that. But just a little bit, the organization in terms of the players, everything. I think that is the thing that we like. So the local league is not doing bad, in my view, but we can do more.
Interesting session. You had almost an opportunity to lead a club you adore so much, Kumasi Sanjay, last year in October. It hasn't been for you, it didn't work out, but do you still hold on to that dream of one day?
I'm not, I'm not a person who chases the dream. Football is football. If it comes on your way for you to do it, why not? If it doesn't come your way, I quit football. I'm a businessman. I just move on with my business. I move on with my life. I have people who look up to me. I have children to raise up. I have my mother to take care of. I have a lot of stuff. I have my workers. So I don't think about those things. If the thing doesn't come, for me, it's not relevant to me. I think about what is ahead of me. I think what is in front of me. For me to grab it, past is past. I don't care about past. I care about what I'm gonna grab in the next few hours, few days, few minutes, few seconds. Those are the things that I think about.
Samuel Osei Kufuor, live here on 97.3 and on Citi TV. Let's do a bit of national team. So you played in about 5 Africa Cup of Nations. In the past, there was always a problem between the FA and players. These days, there appears to be a rift between the FA and the ministry. You think it can affect the playing body?
Well, I think, if we want to just achieve something as a nation, we need to come in one body. This interruption between the players and then the FA, that was our days, as you just mentioned it. So now things have changed because of the situation in the FA. I think they are doing really well in terms of getting the players. Players are getting good money, and it's good for them. And then the most important thing that I think the ministry and then FA has to come into one umbrella, because we have a goal ahead of us to win the African Cup, coming AFCON. So bringing this misunderstanding won't take us anywhere. The whole nation, when we started 2015, people even doesn't really want to watch the games. By the time Ghana goes up and the players playing really well, the whole nation comes together again. Unfortunately, we lost against Cote d'Ivoire. So for me, I think the ministry and the FA need to come to a compromise for us to just achieve our goal.
Interesting. Again, you mentioned one side that leads me to my next question, the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, you know a lot of these players. Some of them looked up to you when they were very young and wanted to be like Samuel Kufuor. Do you see the hunger, desire in the current crop of players? Can they win the AFCON next year?
I think so. Because you can look at the game against Cote d'Ivoire. The destiny was in our own hands, but we blew it up. For me, I think football is always a football. When you play the game and then you see that the game is going on in your way, you take advantage, you take chances. But we didn't take our chances. We were leading 2-0 in the penalty shootout, and the team turned around. That tells you that football is a round game. It doesn't belong to one party. And then for us to go in the next year, we still have the same team. But the only option that we have, we can add also another players. In my view, like Sora Muntari can come back to the team. From now to December, can Dede Ayew be really fully fit to join the team? Can Asamoah has his momentum to go into the tournament because of the injury problems? Can Akosua Appiah come into the team? Can maybe Waris be in the top shape to play? Can Jordan carry the team on his shoulders, whereby there's absence of his brother, absence of maybe it could be Asamoah? So those are the things that we have to look up. In terms of defensive setup, I don't have a problem with that because we have a quality there. The fullbacks are doing really great. Amazing for me. We have very good midfielders who are more energetic. Wakasu, you have Baba Rahman who can come into the team. Ajima Badu is there. Afrika. So the team itself is there. But my concern is how are they prepared, mindset, to go into the tournament? Are we going to lose our first game to struggle to go to the next round? Are we going to fight from the onset of the tournament to go all the way to the final and win the trophy? That's the question.
Very interesting. We'll see. Ghana wants to win the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in almost 35 years. We haven't won it. Sammy tried. It couldn't work. He hopes that the younger brothers will be able to do what he feels in doing. But let's talk about transfer. Ghanaian players have been moving these days. Baba Rahman went to Chelsea. He's gone back to Schalke, an arena you know very well, the Veltins Arena. Andrea, you made a switch from Swansea to West Ham United, and a couple of the guys, some have gone to Russia. And what do you make of the movement of Ghanaian players these days?
Well, I think for me, it's not bad. When you look at the challenge these days, even in African football, it's not yet up there, because I can just say our days, the movement was too quick. Players go to the big clubs. How many players were playing Barcelona? How many players were playing Chelsea? How many players were playing Bayern Munich and those kind of stuff? And now it's no more there. But when you have your countrymen like that, you moving from Swansea to West Ham, it tells you that if you really want to start something, you start it with a low profile, prove yourself well, and get an offer and go somewhere. Baba Rahman started with Greater Fort, went to Augsburg, Chelsea, back to Germany in Bundesliga. I don't think it's a bad idea. And I always say to you that if a player really want to become a big player, you need to show character and a desire to win things for yourself, because I think our players like it. And the one player that I can see just doing that was the Ayew for me. He doesn't depend on his father, he depends on himself, because he want to make a name for himself. But the other ones, I may be wrong. But Baba Rahman, I always tell you, for me, that is one of the best left full back that we have in our country, or be the best. But you need to show character. You need to show consistency. If you play at Chelsea is maybe one of the top 10s in the world, a team. So when you go there, it's about character. You have to tell Aspiriqueta, I'm better than you. You go and sit down, I have to take this position. That's a character. Can he talk in the dressing room when John Terry, Drogba, and all those players are there? That's the character you need to show. So those are the things that is my worry about him. You need to prove to the whole world that you have a character. You are the man for this position. The day how you have proved it, Michael Essien has proved it. Maybe we can just say Kojo Asamoah has done it because of the injury crisis that he was just sitting on the bench against Patrick Evra. And the beginning of the season, he was playing, Evra was sitting on the bench. So it tells you that he has a character. But I'm just concerned about my man, Baba Rahman. Playing well, maybe they will buy him out of contract, who knows? So I think it's a great opportunity for him.
That's Samuel Osei Kufuor, the very first part of our interview here on Citi TV exclusive. Of course, on Citi TV, very grateful to him for finding time. He's a very busy man. We'll do part 2 very soon.